Hello guys, this is the 1st of April 2018. This is not April Fool's Day. For every one of us who believe in the resurrection, this is Easter Sunday and I'm so excited. I hope you went to church. I have some amazing church clips in my Instagram page. So if you just go to the description and hit up my Instagram page, you see those church stuffs in my live video. They should still be up right now if you go check it out today. And if you don't check it out today, truth be told, but hey, I'm sure I'm gonna have some really amazing things in my Instagram handle, so go check it out anyways, regardless. Like, go down to the description below and hit my Instagram handle. You know what you're gonna see. So the topic I'm gonna cover right now on this Easter Sunday is something that comes up from the spirits of the season, and I think it's something that you all are going to enjoy, really, and it's something you all should look into, really, concerning your own self. Like, I'm saying it because I want you all to become more self-aware and to build the kind of mindset required for you to become successful. And the way I think you can achieve this is by basically just doing exactly what I say and just watch this video to the end, okay? Thank you guys. Hello guys, my name is Nicholas and you're welcome to my channel once again. Now, if this is your first time, please show some love and give a thumbs up at the end of the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Trust me, my content are worth subscribing to. They are actually worth subscribing to. Listen, now guys, I want to share with you a topic. Well, I didn't rehearse this, so I have no notes taken. So pardon me if I just did a bit because I'm actually thinking about this thing as I am saying it. Literally. So I want to share with you guys a topic, and it's actually gonna be envy. My topic is envy, literally envy. And the reason why I felt I should share this topic with you is because envy is something that everybody at one point or the other in their life experience. Now, you may just be coming to self, you may be becoming more self-aware of who you are, basically, and you may have grown beyond that, well, beyond that platform of envy other people, basically. But envy is something that everyone at some point or the other experiences. So imagine you being in the gathering with people in school and then someone outperforms you in class, and for some reason you believe that you could do better, you could have given better, you could have gotten better. You start to envy the other person. Now, I want to first of all understand one thing about envy. First of all, envy is not voluntary. You don't decide to be envious of someone else. It's a feeling. It just comes on you. If you feel like this very thing you're pursuing, you could have been the best at it, or you could have achieved it first, or quicker, or faster than someone else, envy tends to set in. It just comes. It's on its own. It's a natural phenomenon. Think of it that way. It just comes. It's that sense of jealousy, you know? Like, why is this person having this very advantage before you were having it? But I want to like draw your mind back to something. You see, the reason why you are envious of someone else is because you aren't fully self-awoken or self-aware of who you are. And that's just the simple truth. That's like the simplest answer I can give you. You're not awoken to self. You're not aware of self. Now, let me try and break this down a bit deeper. So I'm going to go beyond the shallow level right now. What do I mean when I say you're not self-aware? Self-aware means you understand who you are. Now, understanding who you are means you know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are, you know what is of interest to you, and you know what is not of interest to you. So you're looking at someone else crushing it in their own field, and then you look at where you currently are in your own field, and you feel envious of that other person. You see, when that feeling comes, take our time and just go back into a meditative state. And the reason why you're doing that is because you're trying to reestablish or reaffirm to yourself who you are. Remember, if you are self-awoken, then you will understand that that individual is running their race and you are running your race. Neither of you are running the same race, okay? Seriously. So if you're not running the same race, why are you envious of that person? You see, what we tend to do in society is that we allow other people's success pressure us into becoming successful as quickly as possible. So someone, and this is usually a typical story, you are age mates with someone, or perhaps you're even older than someone, but you've enjoyed some benefits from life. You've had it a bit easy, you've never had to struggle as much, or you even have an advantage. I think if you are born to so much wealth, you are basically you are at a disadvantage. And if you're born with limited means, you are equally at a disadvantage. It's kind of like the half full, half empty jar. It depends on how you look at it. So you may have been born into so much wealth, but you were never taught about hustling. You never had the reason to hustle. So in the course of life, people who were born with far little, who have been hustling for so freaking long, tends to get to where you are and then surpass you. And they are building a name for themselves, and then you become envious of these individuals. Likewise, these people at some point in their lives saw you with so much wealth. Oh my gosh, if only I had $10 million to my name the way he has $10 million to his name, I would have had a better platform to launch from and establish the brand I want to establish. You know, I had a friend I was telling something to. I said, look at this very lady, she's very rich, and look at her YouTube channel. She hires the best camera crew, she hires the best script writers, and she creates her content. But I can see how many subscribers she has, I can see how many views she has. You are a one-woman show. You don't have a camera crew, you're not even using a camera, you're using your phone, your mobile. And trust me when I say this mobile is not even a very good mobile, the battery dies so easily. But she uses her mobile, and she does this all by herself, and she writes her own scripts herself, and she does her own videos herself. And I said, you know what, look at your results and look at her results. Within the shortest possible time, you are generating more subscribers and you are generating more views. So would it be smart to be envious of these other individuals because this other person had a good platform, too much wealth? Now if I were to be a business person and I'm to quantify your ROI, your return on investments, I'd say you using just your mobile phone and doing what you're doing, you're probably going to give me better returns from my capital, assuming I'm an angel investor in her business, compared to the other person who has to expend resource on buying the best cameras, getting the best crew, getting the best video editors to handle this. I mean, this is so much fixed and operating costs sunk in to give me lower value than the other person who just working alone. And I'm kind of like, it is your exposures in life that made you who you are, that taught you how to use little resources to produce the maximum results. So why be envious of this other person? Now likewise, even if you were both struggling in life, you and this other individual who you're seeing crushing it, making successes in all their endeavors, even if you both are impoverished, you have a very, very crazy, terrible, silly, kick-ass, strong background, background of how poor you guys were, even if that is your story, you still need to also understand something. That particular person may have been giving him more work in the course of time. You see, people always see someone just starts up a particular new venture and then they become successful, boom, overnight, and you're like, oh my gosh, in the space of 1 month they became this successful. How did that happen? I need to get something, okay? That's overnight success took years to build up. And most times what you're building up in the course of those years are usually character, discipline, integrity, a hunger to want to know more, a hunger to want to give more value, whereas the other person was just whiling away his or her time. And so in the macro system of things, in the long run, one person gets involved in a venture and starts hitting results because he has built the character required to achieve those results, or he's more hungry than the other person and so will do what it takes to achieve those results. They say beggars are not choosers, okay? You can't be picky if you're a beggar. Whereas you consider the other person hasn't gone through the same, yes, you're also born impoverished, but you haven't gone through the same character building issues that the first person went through. And so when you start seeing the results of the first person, you tend to be envious. And that's why I say the simplest answer is this: go back to your meditative state and figure out who you are. So you see people who achieve success, okay? You were 16 and you started building your first company. I mean, I've read about people who started building their first company when they were 12, who made their first $100,000 when they were 14, who by the age of 20s, they are still making their millions of dollars. Good. But Richard Branson built Virgin from when he was 35. Ortega, I believe at the age of 60 or 65, opened Zara. So guys don't necessarily have to work with any other person's timeline. The truth is, if you allow yourself to dwell in that envy, then you're not allowing yourself grow. The only thing envy can do is this: you put up a sinister plan that will bring the other person down. But bringing the other person down to your level doesn't necessarily mean that you are growing. It just means that you finally found a way to be a wicked human being. That's all you've done. You brought someone to your level because you don't understand that up there is so much room for everyone. And I remember something that a teacher once told me, that the person who builds his house first isn't necessarily the person who builds the finest house on that street. And that's just the truth about life. You need to start seeing things from that perspective. And sometimes you need to come to your own self-awareness. You need to come to your own awakening. You need to discover who you are. If you understand who you are, then you understand that you're not competing with that individual. You're competing with yourself. You're competing with how disciplined you are. You're competing with having the right kind of success or entrepreneurial characters to build your business, or the right kind of mindset to execute at any and every given point in time. Or you're building the right kind of humility and kindness to serve people better. I mean, all of these things are things you need to be able to bring up, build up, create for yourselves before you can come to your full awakening, your full awareness, and tell yourself, you know what, you're ready to go out there and deliver value. And sometimes you get to figure this out along the path through your struggles in life. Now, I'm not saying that people who have advantage, people whose parents were well-to-do, can't succeed in life. Every one of these things that I've spoken to you about are things that you end up learning, whether you're rich or you're poor. You don't have to go through struggles to learn how to be hungry, to want to achieve something. No. If you had good guidance, and I always give this attribute to parents, with good parenting, you could have had this entire mindset about success and how to achieve your goals no matter what obstacle comes your way. It all comes with good parental upbringing. So these are the things I want to put in your face today. Don't spend time being envious of anybody's success, okay? Trust me, every time you're being envious of their success, half of them wish they had your kind of life. The more successful you are, the less time you have for family, the less time you have for friends. And at some point, these guys just wish they could go back to those times where they just had time for friends. They could go back to those times where they just had time for family. It happens. So do what makes you happy. Trust me, if you truly stop to think about this other person and this other person's success or triumph so far, you may come to some self-realization that what they do don't really bring you joy. You just like the entire idea of success. And if you like the entire idea of success, which is a good thing, then you should spend more time trying to be creative, trying to be productive, trying to improve your skills, trying to build your character, trying to build your integrity, trying to build your humility. There is nothing wrong with being kind and showing people who have reached out to you that you care about the fact that they reached out to you. That you're not too big or too pompous for them, okay? Try and be that person that can create so much value and give so much value and then attract your kind of success. Remember, it's not just about bringing success, it's about bringing your kind of success. If you have come to your own self-realization as to who you are and what you're capable of achieving, then and only then will you actually generate the kind of success that is truly just you. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. Don't look at your other brother or your sister or see your friends' achievements and feel drawn back about it. Just come out of your own shell and examine yourself and question why you see things the way you see things, why you're reasoning those things the way you're reasoning them, and then you come to that realization that I'm speaking to right now, that you have all the power within you to generate your own kind of success, your own kind of personal achievements, and that you don't need to be like these people to generate it. You just have to understand who you are and what works for you. If that person is putting in 14 hours a day to generate success, trust me, with 8 hours of being who you are, you could find yourself generating the same kind of results. 14 hours is what that person needs. I mean, go back to your institutional days while you were in school. Weren't there people who could just read something once and it sticks? They go to the exam hall, they write the exams, and they pass with flying colors, distinctions. Meanwhile, you'd have to do it 5 times before it was for you. Different people, guys, different fellas, different folks, different mindset, different way of doing things, different skills, different talent, different attributes. Unless you can understand who you are and maximize your own talents, you will never achieve success. And looking at someone else maximizing theirs and achieving their own results is not going to help you go anywhere. It's going to keep you limited. It's going to limit your brain, your thinking power. It's not going to help you achieve the kind of results you want to achieve. And that's just the truth about life. So come out of yourself, okay guys? Like, come out of your high horse, come out of that wicked state that every one of us has. Yes, it jumps into every one of us. In fact, the more time you spend looking at someone else, the more likely you are going to be envious. So if you don't want to be envious, don't dedicate any time of your life looking at someone else. And if you do that, it also means you don't really care about people. So how can I even trust your business if you don't care about me? How can I trust you to give me the kind of value that I should be expecting from you, or that you're promising, if you don't even know anything about me? So of course you should be looking at what I am doing too. But like I said, don't be envious about these individuals. The moment envy comes to set in, drive it back with your own massive self-awareness. That is how you can kill envy. And when you've come to that realization, like I've been saying throughout this entire video, you understand that by maximizing your own talents, your own hard work, your own skills, you're going to create your own kind of value. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Time is of no issue. Don't let anyone else pressure you into working within their own time frame. Work within your own time frame, okay? So time is of no issue. If you're working within your own time frame, then you can achieve the results that is particular to you. And this is all I have for you guys, really. And I've said it before, this is really all I have for you guys. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. If you love what you've heard right now, please get others involved. Share this video. It's gonna mean a hell of a lot more. Share the link on your Facebook page, on your Twitter page, on your Instagram page. Okay, like put it on your Instagram bio, okay? Like put on your WhatsApp group pages. Just share this video. Let people see why they should not have any envy whatsoever. It is so unnecessary. Okay, we are all built differently and we can achieve different things. I mean, I've seen people who retired from their full-time jobs after years of service and went ahead to build fiber optic cables that connected the entire Nigeria. Okay, I think Lagos really, but it's designed for the entire Nigeria. And they used all the lessons they learned while they were working and all the contacts to become this phenomenal person after those years of service in their jobs. So stop looking to anyone else's time or anyone else's desires for their life. Work with yours. That's the easiest way to stay away from being envious. Till next time, guys, I want you to keep on winning. I want to enjoy your Easter celebration, and I want you to stay undefeated.